Good afternoon. This is Dr. Ashish from Ashish Way the Fertility, and back on my Wednesday live. Last week was Christmas week, so got missed, but I'm here, and I support women who are going through finding it difficult to get pregnant. I support them with natural, bespoke therapies, herbs, and everything natural around it. And generally on Wednesdays, I'm sharing or discussing my perspective, my tips on how to handle the emotions, various emotions of fertility journey. And today we are going to discuss, or I'm going to share what I think of sadness when you're trying to get pregnant. And there is plenty of sadness, unfortunately, for women who are trying to get pregnant. Uh, they do feel sad much more when they have been on this journey for a little longer, longer than perhaps a couple of years. Sadness could come even before. It does not have to be after a year or 2 years. But why is there so much sadness and what can you do about it? I am all about solutions. What can you do? Even if there is a small thing, what can you do? How can you help yourself going forward while you're trying to get pregnant? So, sadness is one of the emotions that is commonly felt by women and couples as well. I mainly work with women, and I'm going to discuss mainly about women, but men feel that too, and couples feel it together also, and families perhaps feel that too. But we are talking about women specifically who are trying to get pregnant, the sadness that they feel through it. There is sadness because there is an expectation every single day of getting pregnant. And when you are not pregnant and you find that you're not pregnant that day, there is that sadness that comes in. And this sadness is then, it is kind of a chronic sadness. It sits over long weeks, months, and years for some people. And for some, those who do manage to get pregnant and have children, sadness still stays, because this sadness is not just only about um, it is also about the process. It's also about a lot of the times the loss that you have had over the years, when you were trying to get pregnant. Every time that it didn't work, every time the IVF didn't work, every time a particular drug didn't work according to how it should be, every time you didn't get pregnant, every time perhaps there was a miscarriage, there is a loss. And this feeling of loss is much more, and it happens almost on a daily basis for women who are trying to get pregnant. So there is a lot of sadness around this um, fertility journey. Fertility should be, as most people think, it's all about babies, it's about happiness. It is, but that's only when you do have a baby. And what happens is that women that who have been on this journey for much longer, this sadness, even when you have a child, this sadness still stays, and sometimes stays for much longer, for years to come. So what can you do about the sadness? So sadness is about your expectation of achieving something, getting somewhere, and not being able to do that as you had thought. That is sadness, right? So you wanted something that didn't happen, or you wanted something in a particular way and that didn't happen, and you feel sad. But when this sadness, it is okay for all of us to feel sad. Everybody feels sad from time to time. But when it is prolonged emotion, when it stays with you for much longer. So just remember the sadness is affecting your hormones, your immune system, your hormonal balance directly. All your hormones are under your mind control, under pituitary control, under the control of all the um, initial hormones or precursors that are released from the brain. They are under your emotions. How you feel, how your sadness is very specific to you. Nobody can tell you, oh, but I wouldn't feel sad on that. That is of no help to somebody who is feeling sad about a particular thing. So your sadness is very specific to you, and it is affecting. So it becomes a vicious cycle, right? You feel sad over a particular instance during your fertility journey, and then that sadness becomes counterproductive and affects your hormones, affects your how you feel, affects your perspective, affects your motivation and positivity. So what can you do? And you have to do this every day. And I'm probably repeating myself every Wednesday, but many of the things to do with emotions is, if you're feeling sad every day, then you will have to do something to counterbalance it every day. Whether it's a little thing, whether it's a cup of tea, whether it is talking to somebody for 2 minutes, you have to take an action every day so that you so that you so that it does not become chronic and you do not end up with that sadness for life. Yeah. So what can you do? One of the things that helps, uh, if you are feeling sad, is to share it, but to share it with the person who understands you. So you could share it with a family or a friend, somebody who really understands you well. Then it's better to share it. Yeah. You can also share it with a professional, like myself, or a counselor, or a fertility coach, somebody who understands you professionally and is also able to perhaps give you another perspective. Yeah. You can also share it with the mind coach. I do NLP work with my clients when they are trying to get pregnant, is how to shift your perspective. Because when things become chronic, we need to change our perspective as well to lighten them, to make sure that you don't get affected by them over a longer period of time. So you could do that. Yeah. Sharing is one of the things. You could also write about your sadness. And I've said this previously as well. So, what is that particular thing? Be very, very specific. What is that particular thing that is making you sad? You can write about it. If you're a person who likes writing, write a journal. It's not to show anybody. You can write it. And if you are a person who don't like to read, go back to it and read it, then you can write it, and a week later just shred everything, yeah, to pieces, or burn it, however you wish. That is also a way to release it as well. That is a mechanism that we use in healing. You write everything about your sadness, and then you present it to the water, or you shred it, or you burn it. Yeah, so you can do that. These days, we also have the facility, you can record yourself, voice recordings. So if you don't like writing, or it becomes cumbersome, you don't necessarily want anybody to get hold of your journal, then record it on your phone. How you're feeling in that particular moment, record it. And again, if you want to go back to those recordings ever again in life, you are, charting your journey, keep them. If you don't want to keep them, you can destroy and delete those recordings as well. So that really helps. uh, Another thing to do with sadness particularly is any form of therapy, body work specifically. I have seen what works is the body massage. Even if it is not necessarily, you're not having necessarily for fertility, you're not having fertility massage, and you are in between perhaps your IVF cycles, or you are just trying on your own, going for a massage, going for a specific therapy or Ayurvedic massage like Abhyanga. But you have to have that healing connection with the person who's doing that massage. It is not just going to a corner shop and having massage done. That will also help. But if you really are connected with the person who's doing the therapy for you, then there is additional benefit for that. So massage or body works helps really well to release, to let go of how you're feeling. Also, there sometimes, as I said, if you are connected, you like that person, you like that therapist or practitioner, then there is also that connection that will make it lighter as well. Perhaps you are sharing, perhaps you'll share something, or the other person might give their perspective, so that will help. So share it with someone or with the professional. um, you can write about it, you can blog about it, you can blog about it for yourself, you can video record it, you can audio record it. You can also go for a massage or a therapy. And you can also go to your doctor if it does become to the point where sadness becomes clinical, and it is really affecting how you are living your life and you are not able to shift or move on, then perhaps you also need some medicines as well. And you can get herbs also. You can, I work with herbal medicine, so I give a lot of herbs, and you can have herbs which take away sadness as well. You can have a lot of herbs that work with the chakras, that work with your auras. So there are a lot of things that you could do, and these are only tiny things. Not one single thing is going to straight away take you out of that sadness. And also remember, sadness is also a learned behavior. Yeah. If you are in a family where everything is, where you have seen more pessimism than optimism, where people are more negative, where your parents were more talking about more negative things, they had that worldview, then you are going to learn that. Yeah. So look at how you see things. Do you always find a solution, or do you always find a problem for yourself? So all these little things will help you to move with sadness. So don't just, uh, nobody is denying the fact that women who are trying to get pregnant, they will be feeling sad. They feel much more sadder as compared to other women, specifically at any time like this, Christmas or any other festivals, which is all about gatherings and family. And then you want your baby and it's not there yet, and you feel that sadness, which is why I'm sharing it right now at this point of time of the year, because a lot of women who are not pregnant yet probably feeling very, very sad. And it is okay to feel sad, and then we shift, we do something with it. If you are chronically feeling sad and sadder and sadder and sadder, and to the point that you are probably brushing on to depression and more, then you need to do something about it. There is no pride in keeping your sadness with you. Yeah. And also, another one thing, if you are spiritual or not, I think to help someone, whether you help another woman who is also trying to get pregnant, whether you help them or you work for a charity, you do half an hour, 15 minutes, work for them, give them money, whichever way, helping others also takes away our sadness. So that is another way of looking at it. What can you do to help others, perhaps? So just a few little things I've shared. And if you are somebody on this journey and you are feeling sad, reach out if you would like some natural help, natural medicine, herbs, help from me. Or if you are someone who knows how to deal with your sadness, share with me. I would love to know how you deal with it. So thank you so much, and I hope last week was good for you, peaceful, and also this weekend as we are entering into 2022. I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you on the New Year's Day. Thank you. Bye bye.